Alright, we got a squad suggestion today. Gotta go to this stupid team that's dumb and shit and get rid of it, and I gotta... Oh! Alright, we're good. Oh, okay. Gonna replace this team, and then we're gonna go through this and, see what exactly we're gonna put in it. So the first thing calls for is a Wraith. Okay. I'm gonna throw a Wraith in here. Just sort the fighters real quick, just make it easier on myself. Where are you, Pinky? And obviously, Pinky's gonna be MVP here. Then we need 2 archers with confusion bows. I don't even know if I have confusion bows, but on the off chance I do, we're gonna go and look for them. I don't know what I don't know what rarity they are, or like, I just don't know, brother. That's acid. Is that acid damage? Yeah, acid damage. Okay, they're not there. Ah, okay, so it's you. It's the love bow, which has an 11% chance to confuse. And that's just not a good duo, but okay. Jerkomedes with his normal weapon. I don't even know where Jerkomedes is. Jerkomedes is right here. His normal weapon. And I think he had a Cup of Joe before, honestly. Whatever, we're gonna give him a Cup of Joe. And then 2 Octoclopses, or 1 Octoclops and 1 Cupcake. I'm thinking about using one Cupcake, one guy, just because archers typically don't like staying alive very long without proper backup, which we're not going to get with this team. So this is the team that we're going to be running. I think I'm going to give you a big shield instead, just so arrows aren't that big a deal for us. We don't have anything useful. But yeah, this comes in from Zeal Barnes 3 days ago, and I'm sorry, I looked at it and then I completely forgot about it, so we're gonna go and do this now, so I hope you forgive me. But I think we're just gonna find 2 random enemies and see how the squad does, and then I'll give you my opinion on it. I don't think I want to fight air. Actually, I think I'm gonna fight you. I think so. So already this is not going to go very well. I don't think this is an ideal team to fight right off the bat, just because well, plain and simple, plain and simple, they have shields. So 2 of them have shields, which is pretty alright. Honestly, it's not that big a deal to deal with. But at the same time, it's gonna be annoying to have to, yeah, like I'm gonna have to go around here and adding. Oh my god, we're gonna shift down, I think, just because personally, I don't really want to deal with having to beat the crap out of you guys, but you have confusion, which means hopefully you hit your teammate. I'm hoping you do. Make our life easy. But yeah. Alright, so you didn't hit anybody. You're all just gonna... yeah, I don't know how well this is gonna go, honestly. Yeah, I don't think, actually, you know what, we're gonna reset, because this team is really not something, because 90% of the team that we're using right now is ranged, and they have 2 big shields that, yeah, so I don't think that's a good thing to show for the team. Already, if I had one critique about the team, I think it's too weak. The archers could just be swapped out with literally anything else, because a lot of the time you're gonna be hoping, especially with 2 archers and then no support troops either, you're gonna be hoping that 90% of the time they don't go for your archers, which is something that you're not gonna have a lot of the time. At least in my personal experience, something that typically ends up happening is, you know, you try to defend your archers. Like right here, we have no troops that are actually meant for defending the archers. And that's something that's gonna end up killing this team a lot, is the main fact of this team. It's very range oriented, and like even right now I'm gonna be using my Wraith as a melee troop, right? And that's something that I don't really like using, especially if I have to use it like that. I would very much rather not have to worry about it. And again, like right here, I don't have troops that are necessarily good at dispatching, with people loving to run around things to try to kill me. Especially since my archers are not very good. Because I don't like this bow, personally. I hate this bow. And I hate using Octoclopses a lot too. So I don't know, it could just be my personal bias. This team could destroy, but like right there you see like the one big flaw with the team is as soon as we actually confuse somebody, he died. So that's going to be 95% of engagements with this team, and like you're not even be able to do anything about it, and it's something that's gonna cause your team to actually play worse. So actually, I think if I could make any, if you did want to use a team that was more range based or had confusion, I think a better team to use would probably be a zombie based team. Just if you want to use like bows and arrows and shit like that. But like right here, like he hit one, I think we've had one friendly fire on their team, which is not exactly what I want. If I'm using a team based off of, you know, confusing things, like, typically I wouldn't want that to be how we're winning gunfights, or not gunfights, just fights in general. I don't know why I'm thinking of fucking other games, but I don't know. I think a better thing to do for this team would just be to, I'd remake it from the ground up, honestly. I'll show you what I would do instead if you wanted to have a good range-based team that the other team couldn't do anything against. I'll show you what I would do, but personally, I think this team's too weak. And like even right now, we're fighting 3 mascots, 1 hair troll, and one, I think it was 1 normal troop. And like that's a team that would get destroyed normally as well. So if you take that in as well, it's I don't know how I feel, dude. This team's too weird for me to mess with a lot. I don't mind it, but that's only because I know what I want to do to make this team more offensive based. So we're gonna go back. Fuck off. We're gonna go back and we're gonna remake this team from the ground up, and I'll show you what I would do if you care. If not, then my honest opinion of this team, it's alright, but 90% of the time you don't have those troops that are gonna be good in typical situations. So you're gonna end up 9 out of 10 times you're gonna end up with not enough protection in this team alone. Alright, so I'll show you what I would have done, right, if we did want you know, to do that. I think just a concept off the top of my head, right? Alright, get out of my team, bud. I would go, where are they? Where are the zombies at? Hey there. I would go with a team of zombies, and then I'd keep the confusion, even though realistically, we're gonna make you freaking guy, so it's a light bow, so this does 13 damage, but then, you know, you also have things that do a lot more damage. So, I don't know, dude. Typically, like, if I was gonna be looking at this team, I would look at, okay, what do I want to do with this team? And if I wanted just, you know, a 2 ranger that want to do something, well, we can keep the bows for this demo. But I'd typically change this for, you know, the bones of dinner, or I'd even go like one up and do a bow that is actually going to do a lot of damage just to help out those zombies. But that's just what I would do. So if we go out here and demo it real quick, if you wanted a confusion team, personally, I've used all Octoclopses before. It's actually one of the things that was like one of my final missions in this game that I wanted to do. And I didn't mind using it, but that's only because the Octoclopses were so good at, like, getting rid of threats. But the thing is later on, it starts to come back at you because zombies are going to be a lot better at dispatching things. As well as, if we're going to look at this, right? Look at their team right now is zombie-based. There are 4 sets of zombies, or 3 sets of zombies, 1 troop, 2 wraith, 1 vampire, right? If we moved our guys around strictly just to guard these archers, watch what's gonna happen, right? We're not gonna do a lot of damage off the first turn because we want them to come to us a little bit more, and we want them to start doing this, right? So zombies can't move that fast. They can only move 2 tiles no matter what. So if you take that in and you know, okay, they can only move so far, and then, you know, you do this, then you move them up, and all of a sudden these guys are both going to target this guy. So we're going to tunnel one guy who gets the confusion effect. Now if somebody comes over here, like this guy, he's going to move out, right? Obviously, he doesn't want to be there, but now he has a big chance of hitting his friends, which takes the heat off of our zombies, because our zombies are not going to have to worry about having to defend the archers now. So if you build a wall and just let the archers start, you know, ticking away at them with the confusion bow, like, it's going to be a lot better, because all of a sudden now your archers are actually helping the main kind of squad out, and that's something that's going to basically make or break your battle in a sense, because, okay, even if, you know, my zombies get low and start dying, I still have a lot of zombies, and all of these guys are spread out, which means they are not going to be able to make the archers move, right? So making the wall here and just hoping for that confusion, I think that's going to be your best bet if you wanted to use a confusion-based team, because this team is probably the most balanced, I guess, that you're going to get, because usually confusion's pretty overpowered in this game because you can literally do whatever you want, but it's also pretty weak, you know? Like, even these bows have an 11% chance and they're only doing like 3 damage a pop. Right? So, like, I don't know. This is probably as good as this team's gonna get. I mean, obviously, I would want these guys to shift down now, because we no longer have, like, a secure area for these zombies, or for the archers to be, because this guy came back. But I don't know. Personally, I don't like using confusion. That's my honest opinion. I think that there's a lot better teams out there for a lot less work. But I don't know. Personally, it's your opinion. You know, it's your gameplay and what you do. And if you get really good at playing a certain way, eventually, when you learn to counter certain other teams, that team that may not have been good when you started using it could be very, very good, you know, when you really master the team. So like a team like this, right? I may not be playing how I should be with this team off the bat because this is the first time I've made this team, and I've made a lot of mistakes, clearly by the amount of zombies that are dead, right? But if I kept playing with this team and I knew, like, I start learning their strengths and their weaknesses, you know, later on when I actually start using this team a lot more, if I choose to, this team's going to be a lot better than how I'm playing right now. So that's kind of the same with the confusion team, because like I don't like confusion. I've said that like 50 times this video, but if you really like confusion, use confusion. Get really good with your confusion team, and you're gonna piss off a lot of people. But personally, if you don't confuse the enemy, your team is pretty shit. Just to be straight up, because you know, especially like my pushing team right now is it's just brute force. It's 100% brute force. There is no skill that is needed to play this team, right? But at the same time, I've gotten really good and I know how to play with that team a lot. Even if I can't kill you in like the first turn, I can just wait you out. But with that team, like if we're looking at it, like Jerkomedes is probably the only troop that's going to be able to defend other than the Wraith, and the Wraith doesn't have a lot of health. The archers don't move very fast, which makes it hard for them to run away if they need to, and you need to have Jerkomedes next to your team at all times in order for it to do very well. So if you're, you know, thinking about using this team, we'll go back and we'll remake it right now. We had you, and then the other config for this team would have been you, and instead of a healer would be you. So this team, thinking about how you would play this team would be pretty simple. Obviously, this is your main tank. He's going to be the guy that's doing all the saving, and he's not a push troop. He's a troop that you're going to want to keep in one area for when you need it. These troops are going to be the ones that hang back the most. These guys are going to be behind you, and the Wraith is going to be picking off weaker troops. That's how you would play this team. That's probably the smartest way to play this team, in my opinion. However, if you look at one fatal flaw with these three, is they're all ranged. 5 troops are ranged, right? Which means if you run into a team like this, like my pushing team, we all have big shields. So immediately, off the bat, 3 of your troops are now shit. The Wraith and the 2 archers. And you're going to have to use the Wraith as a melee troop, which would be the only redeeming factor about the Wraith in that team. But as well as that is the archers aren't going to be able to do anything. So now you're just wasting 2 slots where I would rather have at least 1 Cyclops even. Like one thing that I would do differently if I did want to use this team. Holy shit, if I can land on this team, Jesus Christ, bro. There we go. If I did want to use this team, if I did want a confusion-based team with the Octoclopses, I would change this very, very drastically. I would, first off, let me just sort these guys again, because I'm an idiot and I can't find shit. If we went and off the bat, I'm grabbing you, and I'm grabbing you, and then I'm also grabbing you. This would be how I would run that team, because these guys can cut off areas and allow these guys to live a little bit longer, or to have a little bit of that separation. Von Dingley Dong, I'm giving you a big shield. What are you doing? Why do you have that shield? I'm giving Von Dingley Dong a big shield because that allows him to block arrows and other ranged projectiles, as well as these guys can move up, and because of that, that's going to be what could cause this team to win. So, if we did want to demo it, which would be pretty self-explanatory here, we're going to go into the world. I'm thinking that the best, what's it called? I'm thinking the best, we're gonna go look for somebody just to kill, just really quickly, just so I can show you how I would play this team. If I did want to use a confusion team, we'll use you, even though I'm 90% sure you can't confuse robots. Alright, never mind. We're not fighting that fucker, because he's a bitch. Hopefully has different music this time, even though I doubt it. Alright, we're good. So, how I would play this team, if I did want to be aggressive off the start, I would go you, and then I'd go you, and then I'd move you there and you there. You see why? Is because there's a friggin' divider here. They can't get to these guys through here. And even if they go do here, they still can hit him, but they have a higher likelihood of hitting him. Right? So, or her, sorry. And if we're gonna go here, now he has confusion and he can't move. So if somebody did want to go and support him, which is not going to happen because all of these guys have targets, all of a sudden now we can get rid of him a lot easier. Now we can move you guys up and have you target somebody who's going to be a bigger threat, and hopefully, yeah, you get confused. So now if you guys decided to move, oh my god, why are you guys playing like this, man? Wow. These guys are playing so weird. For when I'm trying to showcase this team, it's weird. It's pretty disgusting, honestly. The biggest thing as well is that I'm also not getting any full turns, which, I mean, even then, is kind of what I'm looking for in this team. Plus, we also aren't using a good team to fight against because of who they're targeting. So both of these guys are confused. Hopefully they go next to each other. Yeah. Aw, but they're not gonna attack him. Yeah, like, I don't know. Personally, I think this is probably the best way I would play this team. Just because, like, listen, you know, this team is a team that, I don't know. I don't really like Octoclopses. See, this guy's, is he even going to attack now? I don't even think he's going to attack, but he isn't going to move, which I guess is kind of the best part about this. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know how to make confusion teams work. Honestly, I don't know. I just don't like them. It's really weird for me to make a concept team for teams like I don't like playing. I don't know. Tell me what you think. I don't know enough about the best way to play confusion teams. I like aggressive. I like aggressive plays. You know, plays where I'm not waiting around and waiting for 20 minutes to make one move, right? But that's just me. I don't know. I think personally with the team set up the way it was before, you're going to be way, way, way too weak defending against, you know, if you were playing online against somebody who's going to use a very aggressive base team. Or even forget that. Even if we used literally the counter, even if we use this team, all I'm going to do if I'm using this team is fly, kill your archers, and then pick off everything else. But yeah, anyway, next video we have another suggestion. So thank you for the suggestion. I don't know how I feel about it. I think if it works for you, then keep using it, but it does not work for me. It does not work with my style of play. I'm too aggressive. So yeah, I love you guys, and I'll talk to you guys next episode. Peace.